I kind of try to inject a little humor to alleviate some stress. But I think it's important. You would enjoy filling that out with your spouse and sort of saying, well, what do you want? What's important to you? And the two of you submit your requests and then get it registered on file. And you'd be glad you did. You'd be surprised how that information will help one day.
Well, Dale, the information you've shared today has been so helpful in understanding the grieving process a little better. Even though we're all human, we've all suffered loss, it's interesting that really not many of us know exactly what to do during that process. So thank you so much for that. Now, before we get out of here today, Dale, do you have any other words of advice that could help a family?
Well, at the top, as we've talked about, what do I say to someone who has lost a loved one? And the great takeaway from today is two things. Remember, whatever you say to that loved one, try to put it in a question. Let them tell you. Don't give them advice. So that's the first takeaway. And then the second, the other most important one is take time to go to the website and register your funeral wishes. You'll be glad you did. You'll file that away with your important papers and the ID card somewhere, just so that if something did happen to you, your wishes are in place. And those two takeaways are invaluable. And in life, we have to be responsible in all the things that we do, and I think that's a great, responsible thing you can do for your family.
Well, excellent. Hey, Dale, we are out of time, but for myself and the listeners, thanks so much for the conversation today. Now, for the listeners, if you can think of someone who might benefit from what we've covered today, forward this episode to them. They will absolutely thank you for it. And if you have a question or require assistance yourself, you can reach Martin Brothers Funeral Services in Vancouver at 778-330-7799. Again, that's 778-330-7799. Or you can visit their website that, of course, Dale mentioned at www.mbfunerals.com. Again, that's www.mbfunerals.com. Dale, again, thanks so much for the conversation today.
Thanks, Eric. Great to be with you.
You've been listening to the Forever in Their Hearts podcast with Dale Martin Jr. from Martin Brothers Funeral Services. Our 4 generations of service in the funeral profession have equipped us with a legacy of understanding. In your hour of need, Martin Brothers is there. Call Martin Brothers in Vancouver today at 778-330-7799 and visit them online at www.mbfunerals.com.